Short and simple today, it's Madden 21 time. Hey, what's up, YouTube? CJ Sauce here, and it happened. We got our stream today. We got information. We have promos. We have players. We have stats. We have card art. We have everything, man. I cannot tell you how excited I was watching this on stream today. My blood is pumping. I'm ready to go. I cannot wait for Thursday night, Friday, whatever day it is. EA access, 10 hours, and then next week our full game drops. I'm pumped up. I'm ready to go. I have 25 screenshots here for you guys that I'm going to go through. We're going to talk card art. We're going to talk players. We're going to talk promos. We're going to talk changes. We're going to talk a lot. We're going to pack it all into one video real quick. We're going to recap the hour and a half that it took Kralo and Jake to go through it, who did an incredible job today addressing a lot of stuff. But we're going to start where they started. Let's go with card art. So you guys heard it, you guys have seen it, you guys have talked about it. It's been all over Twitter, it's been all over Reddit, YouTube, when you name it, hashtag fix Madden card art. Now, Jake did specifically say that they changed nothing with the card art because of the hashtag, but what the hashtag did, in my opinion, is it brought it up. It got recognized. They talked about the hashtag on stream today, on their premiere stream, 10,000 people watching. They said, listen, we hear the hashtag. So what that tells me, guys, is that we have a voice. They hear us, what we talk about is important, and they can see it. And it starts with card art. If we want card art changed, we have to tell them we want card art changed. So keep that feedback up, keep it positive. Do not trash Agent K, because he is just communicating for us, okay? But let's talk about it. So what they did a good job here is they brought up three things. We have Madden 20, where only 53% is dedicated to player art, right? And then they brought up 21 unfocused and 21 focused, which we will talk about the difference between these two in a second. But effectively, they're saying, listen, guys, you do have more card art, but you just may not like how you have it. But what you do have is you have information. You're going to see your X factor. You're going to see your abilities on your cards, specifically your abilities on the cards, and you're going to see your chemistries here. So speaking of chemistries, in my last video, I mentioned the first person to correctly guess what is going in the blank space is going to win a gameplay challenge added in a future video. Congratulations to Jack 4A, Jack Auburn, Jack Harper on Twitter. He correctly guessed it first. He is going to get to pick that gameplay challenge. Jack, I will reach out to you soon and we get that squared away. But yeah, so there is more card art space. Let's talk about what it looks like. You're going to see here with Pat Mahomes, you're going to have your position, your rating, your archetype all right here. Easier to figure out, easier to understand. As you know, last year was just a symbol for the archetype. So that's sick that they added that. You're going to have your X factor here. You're going to have your abilities on the card, exactly what ones. Not just that you have 3 abilities, but what abilities they are. This is going to be really helpful. And then your chemistries as well here. It looks like they are bringing back physical chemistries. So we'll see how they handle that. And then your NAT and your power up down here. But what's going to be really nice about this is that it's just easier to grab information. And for me, that's a W, okay? So when I'm moving on to the next one, you're going to see the focused versus the unfocused. And this is where I think they actually did a really good job. So you hit your focus, the player that you want to look at, you're going to get all the information that you need. You're going to see your X factor, you're going to see your abilities, you're going to see everything. And I think that's actually really, really cool. And then when you go away, you actually get a pretty sick card art where there's more art than card nowadays. And I think that's what people want. And you're going to see we're going to get some pretty cool stuff. So overall, maybe card art isn't necessarily a W, but the way that they addressed it, the fact that our voices got them to talk about it, the fact that we have more card art and we have more information, I think it's all overall a W. I'm on board with the card art. It's a W for me. Sorry if you don't agree. Give me some feedback in the comments, W's or L's. What do you guys think on the card art? So now we're on the back of the cards, okay? We flipped them over. You have your basic information here on your homepage. We're not going to spend a lot of time talking about it. Not that big a deal. This is where you're going to do everything. The one thing I will say is it used to pull up the card with your binder in the background. I don't know if that's still going to do that, but I don't necessarily like this plain background in the background, but we'll see what that does. Okay, next step. Attributes. So this is pretty much the same as normal, but the big thing of note here is right here, height and weight. So they are going to show us the height and weight on the card and ask Colt 45 about 300-pound offensive lineman. Knowing this information is huge. I think it's super, super cool that they finally did this. We've only ever had it through Mutthead, and now that it's on the actual card, that I think is a huge W, and I'm super excited for it. And then you're going to go to the upgrade section here. So one thing that you can't see here is that when you click on this, it's going to tell you how much the entire card costs. So it'll say for Aaron Donald, 2,500 training, for example, to get all the way maxed out. That's something we never had. Now, it isn't one click to upgrade. You're still going to have to click your way through to upgrade. But the fact that you know off rip how much training you need is a huge W. Everything else is the same here. Card art, chemistries, X factors, and abilities. And now here's where it's going to get interesting. So you're going to see this little thing right here, AP. So that is, I want to say attribute points, but don't quote me on that. But basically, this is our new reworked abilities system. So no longer is it 3 on offense, 3 on defense for abilities. It is 10 ability points. Did I really say attribute point when right here it's clear that it's ability points? Welcome to CJ Sauce Land Chat. So that means you can have 10 defenders active on defense, all with one point ability. You can have, I don't know, maybe you can get at some point one player with 10 points of abilities. I don't know. But what's important to note here is that your abilities cost different amounts. So I've seen so far 1 ability point abilities, 2 ability point abilities. Post Flag Elite, for example, should cost 500 ability points. But what's important is your X Factors don't cost anything. They're free. And I agree with why they did it. They said basically, listen, if we had the ability or the X Factors cost points, you wouldn't use them because it's so hard to activate them. So you are going to have traditional 3 X Factors offense, 3 X Factors defense. Those will be completely free. They will not deduct from your ability point bank. So I think that's actually pretty cool. And then we're going to be able to get extremely creative with your abilities here. And looking at the cost of them, I actually think this is going to subtract the number of abilities that are on the field. We're not going to see as many abilities on the field because the ability points are going to cap only 10 points. And if you have one 2-point ability, that's only 5 players right there. Or a player with 3 abilities that all cost 2, that's 6 points. You only have 1 play. So we're going to see a lot less abilities, but we're going to see a lot more creativity with abilities. So I think that's something that's really cool that they added. They listened to our feedback, and that's a W. So now, here is where it gets fun. Now we're into content. We're into promos, we're into cards, we're into all of that. So this is, I cannot explain to you how excited I am for Andre Johnson. I hope they make a Cortland Finnegan card. Shout out Andre Johnson and Cortland Finnegan. But for now, we have Andre Johnson. He is our level master. I'm so excited that Andre Johnson is our level master. And get this, for theme teamers out there like myself, and I'm going to have a Pat's theme team from day one because just wait till you see what's coming. The level master, the mutt master, and the captains all get all 32 chemistries. So Andre Johnson will have Pat's Chem on the old CJ Sauce roster. He'll have Broncos Chems on MXC Jimmy's roster. It's going to be electric, okay? So Andre Johnson is your level master. That's a huge W there. Moving on to your Mutt Master, this one is going to get a lot of controversy out there. This is 5'9" Sam Mills. Now, they've done a lot of Mutt Masters recently for really cool causes. You're talking Sean Taylor, you're talking Pat Tillman, you're talking Ryan Shazier, guys who have done some incredible things and for some, either tragic reasons or incredible reasons or what have you, are your Mutt Master. Sam Mills did battle intestinal cancer, and they brought it up on stream, so it leads me to believe that that's part of why he is here. But nonetheless, he was a very, very good Saints linebacker. He's going to be a fun Mutt Master. The problem is that Sam Mills is 5'9", but he will get all 32 team chems, so there's one more added on to your theme teamers for absolutely free. So a good player for your theme team for free. We're talking Sam Mills. Here are some Mutt Master progressions. You're going to get three multiplayer wins, get a touchdown to get the card, 100 stars. So basically, it's going to run very similar to how Mutt Master has traditionally ran. In terms of Andre Johnson, Level Master, I'm going to assume runs very similar, but they were pretty vague on what you actually do to level up. So we're going to keep rolling here. This is Team Captains. Okay, so there are 4 team captains. They also are going to all get all 32 team chems. We're talking Eddie George, Leroy Glover, Ed McCaffrey, and Ionis Williams. Ionis Williams. Okay, we're going to see all of them. They're all, I mean, these are like, I saw Eddie George and I thought that was a huge W. Saw Ed McCaffrey. Think about pairing Ed and Christian McCaffrey together. I think that's going to be a huge W. I think this is really, really cool. I'm really excited about your team captain here. Again, all getting 32 team chems. So I brought this up. They're going to be 87 overalls. Again, I brought this up. I just wanted to touch on it one more time. Height and weight on your card. I think that's going to be super sick. But you will see 87 overall. Ionis Williams with his Cardinals picture has Seahawks chemistry. So, just kind of driving that point home. And now, promos that we're going to see. I'm going to start off talking about the Team Builders promo, okay? So we're going to start talking Team Builders. It's the same as Theme Builders now. They just changed the vernacular. It's going to work the same way. But what I think is huge with this is that these are all past players. None of these guys are current players. So as you remember, Theme Builders 1 was current players. So if I was building a Patriots theme team, for example, and I had Edelman had a core elite, but he also had a theme builder. So that's 2 possible options and only 1 addition to my theme team. Whereas here now, I'll have the Julian Edelman core elite, but I'm also going to get a theme builder card. So I think that's a huge underrated piece of this. That's going to be really cool. I'm going to leave this up here. Pause the video if you want to look through these guys. Some of the ones that stand out to me: Takeo Spikes, Adrian Wilson, Eric Weddle, Bob Sanders is going to be a huge, huge, huge favorite. Roddy White, I like. Jermichael Finley, Asante Samuel. I'm a Pats theme teamer. I'm a diehard Pats fan. Asante Samuel, I'm so excited. Adalius Thomas is going to get Pats chems. And then for your Washington football team, this is... Shoot, I can't remember who it is. It was a linebacker. I don't know. You guys can look that one up. Okay, so the next promo is going to be Rivals. This actually probably should have gone in front of Theme Builders, but Rivals is going to be basically your intro program. It's just your basic MUT challenges. You're going to work through this super fast right at the beginning, and then you're going to get some actually pretty cool rewards from it for some pretty simple stuff. So you can pick 85 Ben Roethlisberger. Don't pick 85 Ben Roethlisberger. Okay? You can pick Zach Ertz, 80 speed to start off on Ertz. That's a good sign. 85 overall Zach Ertz with 80 speed. This is a very good sign for him to come. And who I will be picking, Jalen Smith. So if you recall, the 88 overall Michael Thomas, who has been leaked on Twitter, he is 83 speed. So if my middle linebacker is also 83 speed, that bodes very well for my user. I'm very excited, looking forward to using Jalen Smith. Okay, so MUT loyalty. So this is going to work like this. For Madden 18, Madden 19, and Madden 20, if you played each of those games in their respective cycles, you will get a pack for each of them. In that pack will be 6 players, all 82 overall. You get to choose 1 player for each year that you played. I have 3 examples up here: Andrew Whitworth, DeMarcus Lawrence, who is one of the players I will be picking, Patrick Peterson, who is the one you definitely should be picking. I know Mark Ingram is another example of one of those players. But like Pat P, 84 speed, 82 overall. This is going to be a very underrated card that we're going to use for a while. So MUT loyalty, make sure you play your game in your respective cycle. You will get cards for that. This is going to be a really cool one. Next up, NFL Epic. So this is going to work very similar to Baker Mayfield and Deacon Jones that we had last year. Now note that Deacon and Baker were 86 overall last year, and these are only 85s. So I think we're going to be scaling back a little bit. It might take us a little bit longer to level up with the free cards. I'm wondering what their strategy is there, but you're going to see we get Larry Fitz, Adrian Peterson, Ronnie Lott, and Jack Youngblood. These are going to be 25 game sequences for each player, and then you'll get that player for free. So 85s, they're loading us up with players all over the roster. Pretty decent overalls. I'm really excited about that. I'm looking forward to the fact that they do have a good number of free players with really good name recognition at halfway decent overalls. So that's a W. Next up, they said that they're working on Legends. They created a new partnership with, I believe, IMG, meaning that they have a substantially larger player pool of Legends to bring in. That's kind of all the information we got on it. So that's exciting. We're looking forward to it. Next up is the 50. I believe this is going to work very similar to how NFL 100 work. That's pretty much all I got on that one. That's all they gave us, but I wanted to bring it up. Solo battles, house rules, weekend league, MUT dedication, MUT levels, and EA access. From what I saw, these are all going to work very similar to how we are traditionally comfortable with them working. I did not see any changes of note, but that doesn't mean that there won't be. We will see on those basically. EA access, Kralo did confirm the 21st is when we will get that. He will tweet out if it does come any earlier. Okay? That's it. That's the video. That's a lot. It's a lot to digest. Watch it back, watch it slow. Take what I told you here, go Google some stuff that you want to learn more about. We're going to talk about it in the coming days, in the coming weeks. We're going to grind through these challenges. We're going to get these players. We're going to play with them. We're going to talk about them. We're going to build our Pat's theme team. Have a good one, man. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.